Season rolls around, it's time for that huge meal. Everyone is waiting with bated breath around the dinner table, and you slice into your prime rib roast. Where you see juice, you see flavor. And this is a beautiful, premium, reserve collection prime rib that is worthy of being the center of your holiday table. This has been wildly popular today. For the day now, over 15,000 have already been ordered. Many of you are looking at this and saying, when can I have it delivered? Would right now be too soon? No, it would not be. Provided if you are able to order either a 4 or a 6 pound, I have 3 different ship weeks for each, although I'm told in the immediate 4 pound, we're getting limited if not gone. So we'll tell you all about that. But right now, I want you just to let your mouth water a bit. I want you to think what it would be like to be having a great big piece of this delicious, juicy, tender prime rib. Because remember, this is the roast that ribeye steaks are cut from. I know that because Mr. Rastelli taught me. And Mr. Rastelli has been a butcher for 47 years. Sir, welcome back.
It is great to see you again, David, and I am so thrilled to be able to bring not just my favorite roast, but the traditional roast that's at my holiday table each and every year for my family. For Thanksgiving, for Christmas, and of course for New Year's. And this is what it's all about, tradition. It's the holidays, the memories that we get to build, and why not do it with the very, very best piece of meat? So that's why I wanted to bring this to our QVC family this year, because look at that slice, David. I mean, look at how beautiful.
Look at that.
The steak is. I mean,
this is gorgeous and juicy and tender and beautifully prepared. Now, we have choices for you. So as Mr. Rastelli shows you this beautiful roast, this is not pot roast, this is prime rib roast. Big difference. And I would tell you about your choices. The first thing you're going to choose, do you want 4 pounds of this fabulous roast? Or do you want what I'm going to order, the 6 pound? Of course, because you want leftovers. I'm not sure how many leftovers will be at my house, but nonetheless. 4 or 6 pounds. Then you'll choose, do you want it shipped immediately, the week of December 5th, or the week of December 12th? And then you'll decide, do I want auto delivery, where my first shipment comes for holiday 2022, and my second shipment comes in March of 23 in time for Easter and my springtime celebrations. All of this happens for you with a beautiful roast that could not be easier. Before we get into preparation, I do have some updates. Now, if you want the 4 pound immediate ship, I have 4 dozen left.
Oh my goodness.
If you want the 4 pound December 12th, 300 remain. And in the 6 pound, we have plenty in the immediate, the December 5th and December 12th ship weeks. So all that coming together. Mr. Rastelli's making little bites for me. Perfect, love that. We make a good team, you and I. This is what's so amazing. You're going to get tubs of the garlic butter. Did you hear GZ a moment ago say that he would take garlic and make what's called garlic confit, where he puts it over low heat with olive oil?
Yep.
And then he adds butter to it. I said, I've heard this somewhere before.
We've got that.
And then smear it all over the prime rib. So we've got, I'm going to go ahead and take a little bite because I can't stand it. I have to have a little bite. Who am I kidding? A big bite. Mr. Rastelli, that's the decal, isn't it?
That's exactly what that is. I knew that's your favorite part. And it's also the outside, it's that outside crust that you get to taste, not just the beautiful moisture that's inside their roast, but you get to taste that outside because that butter has crusted and you get that
meat candy.
Meat candy.
You get meat candy on the outside.
Listen to it, David.
Oh,
that's
it's like music to my ears.
Yes.
Sir, may I update you and say our 4 pound immediate ship is now sold out.
Oh, thank you so much. That's
and
wonderful.
And only 200 remain in the 4 pounds December 12th ship. All right, so let's come over to the butcher block, as I know you love to do.
I do.
As I mentioned, Ray has been it's so uncommon for me to call you Ray. Mr. Rastelli has been a butcher for 47 years. And he knows a lot about prime rib. So let's talk about what you don't include.
Yeah, so this is a whole prime rib. So you can notice this has got the fat cover on it. It's got the bone underneath. But this is what it looks like when it gets to us. But remember, it's black Angus. It's premium beef. Only the top 4% of all cattle will actually qualify for our reserve collection. And that's what this is, the reserve collection. Now, when we get it, we're going to age this for 45 days. Now, that's twice the aging time that most pieces of meat are aged, but there's a reason for it. The natural aging process breaks down the enzymes, the proteins, and gives you a tender bite. But here's what we do, David. I don't want you to get all this fat. There's no reason for that. There's no reason for you to buy the bone, right? This is what you're going to get. You're going to get this beautiful roast. Look at, this is the 6-pounder. I want you to see how big this roast is, because this is going to feed 12 to 14 people. But this is the most important part right here. This is what I, as a butcher for 47 years, look for. That meat candy. That's what's going to melt. That's going to make this roast incredibly tender, juicy. But the flavor that's going to come from that is what makes this a very, very special roast.
Now, once you've thawed this in your fridge, you said for about 3 days in the bottom of the fridge.
Yep.
You want to let that butter come to room temperature. So inside the box, everything is there. Let's take everyone through the box.
Yeah, so, you know, and it's a beautiful black box. So if you want to give this as a gift, think about this showing up on a doorstep of a special friend,
Turn that
family.
to the side, Mr. Rastelli, where it says Rastelli Reserve Collection.
Yes.
And special collection.
It is and that's why it's in this box. Only 4% cattle actually qualify for this. But when this gets to you or gets to whoever you decide to send it to, here's what's in the box. Everything. So I've made this so simple for you to be able to cook the prime rib that you just saw me slice. So you're going to get our seasoning, because
and we're going to put that on first.
We're going to put that on first, right?
Okay.
Then you're going to get 2 tubs of our garlic herb butter, right?
And that garlic herb butter.
Yeah, and that garlic herb butter,
garlic herb butter.
Yep, that's what we're going to coat and cover this
We're going
prime
to ice it
rib
like
with,
a cake.
just like a cake. You're going to get a 16-page cooking guide. This cooking guide's got everything in it you'd want to know about cooking a piece of meat, marinating a piece of meat, how to bread properly, how to age. It's really a great guide, but it's a simple read because, David, I wrote it, so it's got to be simple read, right? Simple as that.
All right.
You're going to get this, which is probably the most important thing other than the prime rib itself. This says, do not open the oven, because there is a delicious prime rib in progress. And I'm going to explain to you how this prime rib is made. I'm going to explain to you how easy it is and how your guests are going to be absolutely thrilled. And you're going to create the memory of a lifetime when you sit down at that holiday table. And finally, the prime rib. And I'm going to take that out, and I want you to see that the prime rib is actually vacuum packaged. Everyone comes in a package just like this. It is frozen when it gets to you.
Would I cook it up like this so any fat renders down into it?
That's right. So this is going to come frozen. So when you get this home, 2 or 3 days before you're going to cook it, take it out of the freezer, put it in your refrigerator. Let it thaw naturally in your refrigerator. Oh, about an hour before you decide to put it in the oven, take it out of the refrigerator and let it get to room temperature. Take it out of the vacuum package and then pat it dry with a paper towel. Then you're going to drop that seasoning right on top of this roast. Now,
and then what are we going to do?
Then we're going to have some fun, right? This is fun because, you know, tradition is not just about getting around the table and eating, but how about tradition about cooking? So for me, I have fun with this because this is the garlic butter you're going to get. You can see it's real garlic butter, right? And it's got herbs and spices, roasted garlic, but all I'm going to do is just coat this, just like a cake, as you said, Dave, frosting. But I don't do it. My grandkids do it, right? They have fun doing this because you can't screw it up, right? Just put as much butter as you want on it. Just cover the entire top just like a cake.
What do I need to be concerned about smoking at all?
Nope, David, because here's what you're going to do. When you're done doing that, just take a cup of water, pour a cup of water right into the bottom of that pan.
Yeah, make sure you put this on an elevated rack in a shallow pan. What else would you add besides water?
Well, I would add a little bit of wine, you know, and everyone says, what kind of wine do you use, Ray? Well, I use the wine that I like to drink. So for me, it's a Cabernet, and I'll drop that right in there to give a little flavor. Now, while I was doing this, I have my oven being heated to 500 degrees. Yep, 500 degrees. I know it sounds crazy, but trust me on this. And all of that information is right on this. The back of it gives you there are 4 simple steps. Thaw, butter, set your oven to 500, and I'll show you what we do here. All right, so we're going to take this. We've got our oven at 500 degrees, and our oven at this point, besides 500 degrees, we're ready to really put this in the oven. Now, if it's a 6-pound roast, you're going to set your timer of your oven to go for 50 minutes. Now, at the end of 50 minutes, just shut your oven off, but do not open the door for 2 hours.
Do not open the door.
Yes. If you have the 4-pound prime rib, then you're just going to set your oven's at 500 degrees. You're going to set your oven to stay on for 30 minutes, and then you shut it off after 30 minutes. But again, leave it in the oven for 2 hours.
Do not open the door. You need cloth.
I've got one right here, David.
Have you?
I'm
Okay.
good. Yep. So here's what we do. So this has been in this oven for 2 hours. I want you to see how beautiful this is. I'm going to bring this over to our block.
Can I make room for you?
Yes,
here?
we can make room there. And I always like to have my prime rib rest after I, yeah, you know, I'm sure the crew's going to want to eat all of this when we're done.
Yeah, I'm
So
sure they are.
yes, so
And
we'll move
I
it right
actually see someone else over here who's ready for a little bite too.
So you can see the prime rib. Now look at the crust here. Listen to this.
Meat candy.
That's meat candy, right?
candy.
I want the outside to be crusty like that. So I take this and I'm going to move it to my carving board. And I'm going to let this rest for about 10 minutes on my carving board because resting just helps to keep the juices in and not let them escape. And that's really important. But here's what I'm going to do with the au jus. You've got some natural au jus that's in the bottom of the pan.
Combination of water, roast drippings, and wine.
And that red wine, and of course the butter, right? So you just drop that, right into a saucepan here. 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, a little bit more wine because there's no reason we shouldn't, right?
I mean, splash a little in your glass.
There
put
you
a little in
go.
what you're
Yes.
cooking.
And in 5 minutes, I'm going to have an au jus that's natural, that came from my prime rib, that's going to be so incredibly flavorful. But the real star is the prime rib. So let me show you. Now that it's been resting, and your guests have been trying to get you to open that door.
I've got a guest waiting to come and try this. So why don't we invite GZ to come out?
Oh, come on.
And-
you know, I'm using GZ's knives. I will tell you, this is an incredible knife set.
Well, the best
knife set.
beef deserves the best knife. How are you?
Good to see
Here's
you.
a clean pork. my
That
friend.
looks delicious. Wow, what a privilege.
Want to cut a fresh piece out of that
You
one?
know, I love the methodology. You know, it's called static cooking.
Yes.
Very hot, and then shut the oven off and keep it. It's a very professional way to cook steak.
And Mr. Rastelli's been doing that for how many years now?
For 25 years, but I'm not a chef. You know, I'm just a butcher who.
Are you going to cut me a piece of that?
That's
my-
exactly.
A little bit of the meat candy.
That's my
there
gin
you go.
rummy right there.
There you go. There you go. Let me
Little
cut that
decal.
right.
Yeah,
Oh, the decal, right?
Yes.
That's it.
There
Yep.
it is, sir.
And we got a little of that.
And we just found out what big means. Big deal today.
Yeah.
This is for you.
Before it's gone. Yeah. What do you think, sir? Taste that
That is
garlic and that
money.
butter?
That's
Wow. So good, and so well rested and marbled. I mean, all the juice is still in there. It's not gone, but I love that very high heat. Shut the oven off, and just walk away.
just walk away. Let
Go
the
check
oven
your
do the
emails.
work.
And let it
Yes.
absorb all
Go
that
have
butter and garlic.
Go have a bottle or a glass of wine. One of the two. Delicious. Thanks for
Enjoy,
the
my
bite.
friend.
See you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
Great
I'm
to
gonna
see
take
you.
one
Take
more
one
bite
piece
now.
Yes.
for the road.
See you
There we
soon.
go. All right. Take it with you. Perfect.
And thank you for the knife, Chef.
You're very welcome.
Wonderful
My
knife.
pleasure.
And we've been using the same carving set all day.
Yes, we have.
It is also available on QVC.com. Let me update you now, and we'll put our graphic back on the screen because we've sold out of some options.
Oh my goodness.
That has happened. All right, so as we take a look at our screen, you're choosing either a 4 or a 6 pound roast. Now, the 4 pound immediate, gone. 4 pound December 12th, gone. Only 4 pound December 5th, and I have about 3,500 remaining. If you've got room and that works out in your freezer timeline, then go for it. If you want the 6 pound immediate, 2,300 remaining there. 6 pound December 5th, we're good there, and 6 pound December 12th. About 3,500 remaining. That's now the most popular. Oh, thank you for those extra cuts there, Mr. Rastelli.
Well-
This is our final presentation of the day, and this is more meat candy for me. Ray, it's unbelievable. So good.
It's, you know, besides being incredibly tender, you know, the method in which we're cooking this, just as Chef had just talked about, it's foolproof.
It's static cooking,
It
you call
is. It's foolproof. I wanted to make it simple. I don't want you to worry around the holidays. Is my meal going to come out right? You have enough to worry about. Spend the time in the living room with your family and your friends, not in the kitchen. So this makes it really simple. You just take everything that I have supplied you with, you coat it, you season it, you put it in the oven, leave it sit, and it makes it really simple. And David, on QVC.com with this product, on the page, we actually give you a cooking guide, so it'll let you know.
If you want to eat at 7 o'clock when
Yep.
you put this in, right?
Here's when you put it in. Here's when you season it. Here's when you shut it off. Here's when you take it out. Here's when you slice it. I want to take all the thinking out of it for you because look at that. I get the question all the time, David. People say to me, well, you know, I go to a great steakhouse and I get a great prime rib, but I can't do it home. Yes, you now can do it at
And
home.
here's that chart you were talking about.
Yes, and this chart makes it really simple. If you want to eat at 7 o'clock that evening, just follow the